Hi, I'm Nick. I'm the store manager at Power Golf Castle Hill, located in Sydney's northwestern suburbs. And today we're going to take a closer look at the Leupold GX-3i² and GX-4i² rangefinders. We get a lot of people coming into the store asking about GPSs and rangefinders and really what's the difference between them. A GPS is preloaded with certain coordinates for the golf course, so your front, middle and back of the green, maybe some bunkers, water, other different hazards. Some of the more expensive GPSs will also give you a graphical overview of the hole, and that's going to appeal to some people because they can just pull the GPS out and it has those coordinates there. Rangefinders, however, allow you to be a little bit more specific with what you want a distance to. They are effectively line of sight, and they will give you a distance to whatever you aim it at or fire it at. Basically, when you're using a rangefinder, it emits an infrared beam of light, and it then calculates the time it takes for that light to hit something and come back to then give you the distance to it. The better quality of the rangefinder, the more consistent it is with returning those readings, and the more accurate they are in terms of giving you those readings. So now let's take a closer look at the GX-3i² unit. So this unit is the middle of Leupold's range, and a couple of features with it. First of all, we've got 6 times magnification. Now, magnification is important in rangefinders because the higher the magnification, the closer things are going to be when you look through the lens. The closer that something is, the more chance you have in honing in on it and actually getting an accurate reading to it. The distances that it will display on the screen are up to 1/10 of a meter or a yard, and their accuracy is plus or minus half a meter from what the actual distance is. When you're looking through the lens at the display of the unit, Leupold is using a red OLED display on both of these units. It's very vibrant, very bright to see outdoors against the background of the golf course, and it makes it very easy to see the readings that you're getting when you're using the rangefinder. Most of the other more moderately priced rangefinders on the market will use a black LCD display, and it definitely doesn't show up as well as what the red display will on these units. Other 2 features that we see in this unit is a scan mode and prism lock. So scan mode is basically when you're using the unit, you've got the activation button at the top. If you keep that button depressed while you're actually looking through it, it'll continually scan and update its readings as you move around. That generally is going to make it quite easy to be able to get the information about how far it is from you to the target and to hone in on the target that you want to get the distance to. The prism lock, when you're out on the golf course, sometimes you might see on certain flags, they have little prisms or little reflectors on them. The Leupold units are designed to give a little beep and a specific display on the screen when you hit one of those receptors. Now, they will give the brightest reflection to the unit. That's how it knows that it's hit one of those, and it'll lock onto that. So basically, if you're trying to get a distance to the pin, it's going to say, right, this is your distance to the pin, and you can know with confidence that that's how far you need to be playing to. A lot of units on the market do have some sort of pin locking or pin seeking technology. With the Leupolds, it's pin hunter, and basically what that's doing is when it's firing out all its little infrared lights and it's getting its distances back, it'll scan through all the distances and it will show up the closest distance in the range that you're looking at, and that way you can be confident that that closest distance is going to be the pin, because generally speaking that will be the flag in the range that you're looking at. Bear in mind, if you are in the trees or you do have something between you and the flag, that's the distance that you're going to show up. So it might not necessarily be the distance you want. That's where the scan mode comes in quite nicely to verify that, yep, you have got the pin, because you can get a couple of different distances around it to make sure that you're getting the right one. When we move up into the 4i² unit, now this is basically got everything that the 3i does. It's just got a little bit of a tweak and a pretty cool feature. You'll see some rangefinders in the market that have a slope feature. Now, slope feature basically gives you an adjustment for up and down on the golf course. So if you're 150 meters out from the pin and it's a downhill shot to the pin, it's not actually going to play 150 meters, it'll actually play shorter. And there are certain units that will give you an adjustment for how much of distance you need to take off for that shot. So it might be 5 meters, 7 meters, 1 meter, and that'll show up. Unfortunately, that feature is illegal to be used either in your club competition or any of the amateur events. And any unit that does have that feature on it is also illegal to use, even if you can turn that feature off. So the guys at Leupold thought about this and said, well, how can we get around it? And that's where we see this little yellow piece. It looks quite simple, but inside the piece, you've got a little chip. Now that chip stores the technology to actually give you the slope adjustment, or as they call it, the true golf range. Okay, so by taking that piece and slotting it onto the front of the rangefinder, that feature is now integrated into the unit, and it'll display up and it can be used. If you're then going to play into an event, you take that off, you take the little silver piece that they give you as well, put that on. When that piece is on, no chip there, so that feature actually doesn't exist on the unit, and it means that your unit is more versatile in being able to give you the ups and downs, what they call the true golf range when you're practicing and scoping out a golf course, but then not have to worry about getting disqualified from a competition that you're playing in if you do want to use it. The other cool feature that we get when you're using this little yellow piece is a club predictor. So you can program in how far you hit a 4-iron, a 6-iron and an 8-iron, as well as some other environmental factors. And when you've got this locked in and used, as well as saying how far a distance truly will be, it'll also recommend what club you should be playing for that distance. So it's another little cool feature that'll separate this one for some other units on the market. So hopefully those information will help you to decide whether or not these features will help, first of all, with your game, and also help reduce your handicap, because it's going to allow you to manage your game better. For more information, either head into your nearest Power Golf store or check out our website. We'll see you soon. Hi, I'm Nick. I'm the store manager at Power Golf Castle Hill, located in Sydney's northwestern suburbs, and today we're going to take a closer look at the chamber bag from Ogio.